Stop playing small, stop playing small, stop playing small. Simple as that. Stop playing small. If you've worked on yourself, you've worked on things that need to be worked on, and you've done it and you can quantify it, stop playing small from that point on. Literally. It won't be easy, but you have to get to a point where your mind has to start clicking into gear. Every day, I've moved from one position to another, and this is the new position I'm in now. That's how it has to be. Literally, I've moved, I've done it, I can quantify it. I'm now moving into a new position, a new environment. I'm now taking on more for the betterment of wherever I'm looking to go. Value is what you can now clearly quantify. As long as you can do that, don't play small from that point on. Not wanting to play small is not like it's from an ego standpoint. It's more just literally from you've advanced, you've maximized your ability, potential. That's mainly what it is. You've now outgrown an environment, a position. So once you know that, there shouldn't be any kind of holding back from that point on. But sometimes we either know better and want to appease, which is doing a disservice, or we don't know and we obviously have to do the work to get to that point of advancing. So either way, you know when a lot of the time you're playing small, whether you have the knowledge of what it is you want to advance to, or you are literally having the knowledge, but you're not taking that next step to now maximize it. So that's what it is. You have to literally choose, basically. Choose. Get to a point where you're like questioning yourself, being honest with yourself and saying, this ain't enough. Also, sometimes we will mention stuff like, being grateful for where you are and for what you've managed to do for the period that, you've been doing it for example. That's another thing. Being grateful, that's important, but it's also at a disadvantage to an extent, because you can say, oh, I'm grateful for where I'm at, and then sometimes not even make that next step when you know you can. And you know that even when you do attempt to make the next step, it's something that you actually want to do. But you're saying you're being grateful for the position you're in, even when you know you're playing small, but you think being grateful is sometimes staying in that position. Like subconsciously, that can be a thing as well. So being grateful is cool. Being grateful is important, but it's also important to then move on and then say, I'm grateful now because I'm now in a newer position. And obviously everything has timing as well. So it's important to make, certain assessments of where and when you're playing small, and make the right assessments at the right time as well. Always picking the right time that is suitable for you to then, do what's required in the way you need to do it. That's vital, because even when you are now thinking in a new way, it doesn't mean within maybe a week, or it could do, but it doesn't mean within a short space of time, you're now going to start just seeing some massive sort of changes around you. You will see things, but it may not just be something where you're, seeing something in a major way. So it's just being as much as you can consistent with that mentality of, okay, this is the new way of thinking now. I'm looking at myself in a far better light than I've done in the past. So it's going to require a daily habit. It's going to require a daily sort of process. It's important just to literally, do what's best for, what your life is at that moment. Do what's best for the betterment of your mentality, the betterment of you being able to put actions into things in the ways you want. Because that's something that you can actually say, once I'm doing that, you're living purposely. You're living, with a reason, and you're living to your full potential, really. And it doesn't matter. You see, being at the point where you're living to your full potential, it's not about money and the amount of money. It's more about how you're being maximized, which can equate to increase financially or increase, certain things. But the key is to be maximized, doing things that are within your remit, doing things within your potential. So then you won't be able to then have to settle. once you've, you know, maximized your potential in the right remits. But that's how I look at it. I've been there before, and this is just literally coming from a perspective of once you know better, you do better. So that's where I wanted to just, you know what I mean, give 2 cents on this. And yeah, just tell people stop playing small, because it doesn't do anything for you. All it does is just waste your time. Doesn't make you live purposely, and truly you're not even content and happy anyway. So I would want to hear what people think, and yeah, give me what you believe makes sense in this, and definitely subscribe and like the video as well.